All right, let's chat about Group E because it's official. We know what Group E is going to look like. Portugal and Cameroon playing in their final. Again, wild scenes at the end of this one. 2-1 in favor of Portugal, eliminating Cameroon. Again, you see the joy on Portugal, you see the agony of defeat, Cameroon, but officially qualified for the World Cup. Again, taking the long way there. Another European nation that will represent in the 2023 World Cup. That means a couple of groups are finalized. If you joined us at the top of this episode, we talked about how the Group A winner was going to join Group E, and the Group B winner was going to join Group D. We still have to see Group F get finalized because they will join France, Jamaica, and Brazil in Group F. But we're going to chat a little bit about Portugal and what that means in Group E, because Group E has the United States, Vietnam, and the Netherlands, and now Portugal has arrived.
It's very exciting. I mean, this is really what we've been waiting for. I think the United States has also been waiting for this, kind of when we would find out who's playing them, who's going up against them. And we always knew it was going to be really tough competition, frankly, because it was, right? You looked at when we ultimately got this draw for this team and how it would look. We knew we would be playing the United States against Vietnam, who's a debutante in this World Cup. Maybe not the toughest competition that the United States would be hoping for or looking to see. But then there's the Netherlands, and the Netherlands is a team that the United States knows very well in international competition and can hurt them very badly. So as you looked at this and looked at who they could potentially play against also coming into this group, it was tough. And now knowing that it's Portugal and watching how Portugal played this final game of the group stages to get into this one, beating Cameroon 2-1 in a well fought battle. I think Portugal hit the post like 3 times, the crossbar once or twice, the post once or twice. This game for Portugal against Cameroon, Portugal looked really good. Portugal looked really good. Group G is going to look really good.
Look, this match was one of those games that was on in the wee hours of the morning, and I'm not here to judge anyone what they do in those hours. I hope you don't judge me. I tried to watch some of this game, but it was such an early match, and to see them finally Portugal go up 1-0, I was like, okay, I'm going to treat myself to a respectable amount of sleep because I know we have so much soccer on the slate for Wednesday, February 22nd. So to get up early and sort of catch the replay of this before we went live, I shouldn't have been surprised that it had the finish that it had, especially if Haiti versus Chile was any indication of how things were going to go. I think those post shots had me. I felt a certain kind of way because I was just kind of like, similar to Haiti. I was like, oh gosh, you don't want some of those missed opportunities to come back and haunt you. But when you hit the post that many times, you don't want it to get in your head, and you don't want to see that kind of
when as a team, when you're hitting the post that many times, there's really 2 ways of thinking about it, right? You can get in your head and say, oh my gosh, we can't do this, we have to work harder, we have to get in behind, we have to look for the final pass again, we can't keep doing this, we have to find the back of the net. Or you can say, we're right there. We're getting open looks. We're getting the ball in behind. We're creating opportunities. We're forcing them to defend a lot, and they've gotten really lucky, but we're getting all those opportunities. And we saw Portugal go with the latter of those two, really kind of just sit into it and say, you know what, we're going to keep our foot on the gas pedal. They didn't get frustrated either, which is something that can happen a lot when you're hitting the post that many times.
Yeah, and it just sort of felt like getting this goal in the early phase of the first half was right around the 20th minute. You just sort of feel like, okay, well, maybe there's enough there to help Portugal control a game like this going into the second half. But of course, it should be no surprise that Cameroon got an equalizer near the late stages of the game. We're talking about like 89th minute. Um, and at that point, you're wondering, it's like, okay, is there a possibility of this going to penalty or to extra time and then possibly penalty kicks? And that is a moment where I was just kind of like, this is what I felt, where I was just like, if you kind of hit the crossbar that many times, like maybe it doesn't like affect your mindset early on when you're missing those things, but maybe it starts to affect your mindset as you concede that late in the game. But stoppage time is like the unspoken MVP and hero, I think, of this interconfederation playoff, because a penalty kick ended up being the difference maker in this one in the 94th minute of stoppage play in this game, and Carol Costa's converting this for Portugal and effectively
Yeah.
sending them through to the
Yeah.
World Cup. So
And
Cameroon
it's
eliminated, won't be at the 2023 World Cup, but Portugal rounding things out in Group B.
Yeah, and this one also coming down to a VAR call in this handball. It was actually Estelle Johnson, right? A lot of NWSL fans know Estelle playing for Cameroon. Johnson makes this sliding tackle to prevent the shot from Portugal going in, and the ball bounces up and hits her hand. They go to a VAR review. They look at it. It is a handball, and that's really the insurance that Portugal needed at this point, because it was tied 1-1 at that point in the game, and this was the goal that they needed, Portugal. So it's a little heartbreaking that it comes down to a penalty kick at this point. Not penalty kicks at the end of the game like we saw in the semifinals for some of these games, but really coming down to a penalty kick at the end of it. I was really impressed with Portugal, though. I was impressed with their ball movement. I was impressed with the spaces they were able to find around Cameroon. And Cameroon is a team that we saw defeat Thailand just a few days before that in two late game goals, right? 79th and 81st minute for Cameroon to advance to play Portugal. So I was really excited and looking forward to this matchup. And I think that Portugal impressed me in what they were able to do. I think it's going to be a really tough group. It's going to be a really tough group that the United States has to play in now. And it says Group A playoff winner there on the screen if you're watching us, and that will be Portugal slotting into that role.
Yeah, I'm eager. I'm excited about the group stage even more than I already was when it came to the United States and their Group E position. I'm also excited to see how the remainder of Group F shakes out. I mean, for Group B, we know that it's going to be Haiti that joins up with England and Denmark and China. So
Yeah,
that's going to be a tough group as well. But
and I think that's the first game. The opening game of the group stage for Group D ends up being England against Haiti, and that's
yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be a great game. That's a tough matchup, though,
And
for
already
Haiti.
just looking at like a Group F with France, Jamaica, and Brazil, those are already your kind of like, standout teams going into this World Cup. But the possibility that you're gonna add either a Paraguay or a Panama like in that is exciting. Of course, I want to see Panama. I'm not even gonna act like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. The way I've gone from just like really like hopeful and just like, well, I just really want 6 teams. Like, no, like I need it. Like Sandra
Yeah.
needs 6 CONCACAF teams in the World Cup. I need to see that CONCACAF supremacy. But
That would be amazing. That would
the
be
fact that that
amazing.
could happen, not only can that happen, but the possibility of 2 of them going head to head in the same group is
And
like, this is what it is. It's like this is what dreams are made of, right? So we'll see. Do
and
you want to put a
that's the max number of CONCACAF teams that are even eligible, right, to enter the World Cup, 6. So the fact that it's possible that we could get 6 CONCACAF nations is, like, top tier. Let's go CONCACAF.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do we even want to put like a prediction at this point? Like, are we both going Panama in this one,
On
or
Panama, Paraguay,
yeah?
Yeah, let's put I mean, yeah, we're both gonna I want Panama as well, but
Yeah.
let's put a scoreline prediction on it because that's what
Yeah.
we do here. We have fun with
Yeah.
scorelines.
We do. You know what? I'm gonna keep it with the trend. I'm gonna say it's gonna be another 2-1 scoreline. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna hope that Marta Cox does her thing. And Yeneth Bailey does her thing in net, and Marta Cox does her thing in front of goal. And
Right.
hopefully Panama gets the win. I'm gonna go 2-1.
I like 2-1, honestly, that's a really honest scoreline, between these 2 sides because Panama, as you mentioned, Cox, they've got it and they're solid. I think they can also play a full 90-minute game, and that's exactly what you need against a Paraguay team. Remember Paraguay in the semifinals against Papua New Guinea, against Chinese Taipei. This is a team that came back from down a 2-goal deficit
Yeah.
to equalize, push the game into extra time, push the game into penalty kicks, and then Paraguay ends up winning in PKs. So this Paraguay team, they've got fight in them, they've got grit. I mean, what if this could go to penalty kicks again? I don't
Oh my
think
goodness.
so. I'm not even going to put that out there. I know I just did, but like, I don't think it will. I honestly, I like 2-1. I like 2-1 on you. I might have to go with that too. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go 3-1.
All right.
3-1. I will give Panama 3 goals. I think Cox is going to get a brace.
Okay. All right.
I
I'm
just had to be
here.
different than you, so I'm just,
Hey,
throwing on it.
look, same result, different path. I'm here for it. I'm sure we'll keep an eye on that and have an update for everyone. Because look, we're gonna join you again. Attacking Third is going to be with you all day today. Essentially, start off your morning with us and close out your evening with us because we will be back tonight to recap all things She Believes Cup.